finally done now. Declan Rice is finally an Arsenal player, and I'm just glad it's come to an end. I think Arsenal have done well. They've got themselves a world-class player. He will make a huge difference. I was reading an article yesterday on The Athletic all about the transfer and how important Declan Rice is to the way Arteta wants to play, how Declan Rice is important to the signing of Kai Havertz. Arsenal undoubtedly have got themselves a world-class player. I can't change my opinion on Declan Rice just because he no longer plays for West Ham. I can't sit here for the last 2 or 3 seasons saying that he's a top player and he doesn't get the plaudits he deserves, and now he's in an Arsenal kit. Say, actually, he's not quite that. No, he is. He's still a world-class player, and he will get the plaudits he deserves now, and that's going to leave a sour taste in my mouth more than anything, probably, that he didn't really get it at West Ham. I think a lot of the pundits that have been sneering at the price tag, the £105 million British record, I think they're going to change their tune when they see him at the Emirates next season, because I think he will make a huge difference. Is he worth 5 points to Arsenal, the difference between them winning the league or Man City winning the league last season? I think so. Will that be enough to win them the title next season? I'm not too sure. But it's a big signing for Arsenal. It's a good signing for Arsenal. Likewise, I think it's a good deal for West Ham to get that 100 million cash, to get it in the instalments that we wanted. I think both clubs have done well out of this, and I think Declan Rice has got the transfer that he wants. I'm just glad it's now finally come to a conclusion and West Ham can now crack on with their business, because it dragged on for a couple of weeks and it felt like we couldn't really do anything until this transfer was dealt with. And we know the reasons why. We know the financial reasons as to why we had to wait. But it's done now, and I'm looking forward to it, because by the time, arguably, the deal getting dragged out helped me in some ways, because I was over Declan Rice before Declan Rice had even left West Ham. It got to the point, by the time it was announced, I'd accepted long ago that he was an Arsenal player. So that's made it easier in that regards. But anyway, before we crack on talking about the Declan Rice thing, just a couple of bits of admin. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. There's been a few people joined us lately, so thank you very much for those that have done. It takes a couple of seconds, it's free, and you get the videos to your subscription box. As simple as that. And second of all, if you fancy getting your player ratings book ahead of next season, please go to our website, hammerschatstore.com. Link is in the description. They're £4. And we do a player rating series, so it's easy to join in. Every game we just rate every player out of 10, but it's more to provoke a discussion about each player performance. Then at the end of the season you get your organic hammer of the year depending on your average ratings, and part of the reason we brought it out is so that you can get your kids involved. If your kids are into football, into West Ham, you get them one of these, just ask them almost a bit of homework when they're watching West Ham, get them to do their player ratings, and then it allows you to have a discussion and educate them a little bit on football and players, etc. Anyway, links in description. Thank you to anyone that does grab one. I bought a lot, so I need to sell a lot. Pesha's on Geo. Pesha is also on Declan Rice though. I've read a lot of comments over the last few weeks from our subscribers on here, my friends in group chats on social media, lots and lots of comments regarding Declan Rice, and Declan Rice moving to Arsenal in particular as well. And there's a wide range of them. On one end, you've got that Declan Rice is a West Ham legend, the third captain in clad in blue to win a trophy, the first trophy in 43 years. He's played over 200 games in the Premier League for us. There's not that many that played more. So he's had a big part in our team, one of the best they've ever seen play for West Ham United. That's one side. On the other side, he's a Judas. Now, bear in mind, this is either end of the opinion, so they're going to be strong. He's a Judas. He's gone to another London club. That is unforgivable. The reasons Declan Rice wanted to go was to win trophies. Where he's gone does not guarantee that. And he's essentially stabbed West Ham in the back a little bit. He's done us a little bit dirty. He kissed the badge. He was singing the Declan Rice song about him staying for another year, another 2 years, another 3. He was singing along. He was encouraging fans. And then he's gone to Arsenal. He's left. We've won a trophy and he's left. So I understand both sides of it. I get why people think he's a legend. I get why people feel betrayed by Declan Rice, and everything in the middle. I'm somewhere in the middle. Like I said, I can see both sides of it. As for myself, I get why he's left West Ham. I think it's possible that Declan Rice loves West Ham. I think it's possible that when he did kiss the badge, he meant it, which is, I love this club. But at the same time, he wanted to leave. At the same time, his ambitions exceeded what West Ham could achieve. Could he have given West Ham another year? Of course he could have. Of course he could have done. But he didn't want to. He wanted to leave now. He had a gentleman's agreement with the club that he wants to go to a other club in order to win the trophies he wants. Now that's where I have an issue. Now if you're an Arsenal fan, this next bit doesn't apply to you because you're Arsenal. It applies to you because you're not Man City. It's two completely different things. I actually don't have that much of an issue with him joining Arsenal. Joining another London club. West Ham benefited being a London club to get Declan Rice. When he was released from Chelsea, he came to West Ham partly because we were a London club. He had trials with another couple of London clubs as well, but he didn't go to any trials outside London. So West Ham were based anywhere other than London, we wouldn't have got Declan Rice in the first place. So because we're a London club, we've had this talented youngster, we've turned him into a world-class player, and we've received £100 million cash for him. We benefit by being a London club. So when he goes to another one, there's only so much disgruntlement I have regarding the move. So actually, the fact he's gone to one, I can shrug it off. Now, if he'd gone to Tottenham, completely different story. But he didn't. He's gone to Arsenal, whatever. The thing I have an issue with, and like I said, Arsenal fans, this is because you're not Man City, not because you're Arsenal. I would say the exact same had he gone to Liverpool, had he gone to Man United, had he gone to Chelsea, I'd say the exact same. Rice's ambitions, or as we've been led to believe through what Declan Rice has said, is to win major honours in his career. Now, he's won one, but I don't think he's referring to the Conference League. He's probably not referring to the Carabao Cup. He's probably not referring to the Europa League, the Nations League with England. He's probably not talking about those. The ones he's talking about, I'm sure he'd like to win the FA Cup, the oldest trophy in the world, etc., etc. You know the reasons. But the ones he's talking about is the Euros and World Cup of England, Champions League and the Premier League. That's the 4 trophies I think it's fair to assume Declan Rice is referring to when he says, I've only got one career. I want to win it winning the big trophies. The only club he could go to almost guarantee winning 2 of those is Manchester City. And Manchester City came in for him. They came in and they made a bid. So he had an opportunity to go to the club that would all but guarantee fulfilling those dreams. Now, he rejected them. And like I said, I kind of get why he's done it. I get Declan Rice's perspective of this. Like I said, I'll go back to the start of the video when I read that thing from The Athletic about how Arteta, Edu and another couple of staff I've never heard of wooed Declan Rice in regards to sort of convincing a player to join your club, in convincing a player of the project that you're undergoing, but also how important he will be, how he's going to fit into that. Arsenal have absolutely nailed it. Arsenal sat down with Declan Rice, sold them the vision, and Rice had his heart set on Arsenal, and that was that. So when Man City came knocking, and all these rumours that Rice was open to the move, I don't really believe it, truth be told. I don't believe it, because I think Rice's heart was set on Arsenal. And that's why I think West Ham have actually done quite well to end up getting 105 million out of this, because it feels like it was a one-horse race. Even though Man City came in, I don't really feel Declan Rice wanted to go there. I think Rice put West Ham in a bit of a tricky situation in some regards, but at the same time, West Ham have done well to get the deal, and perhaps Rice has helped us get that money that we wanted. In the same article, it was talking about how Arsenal were expecting to get him for 80 million. They were surprised that they had to go up to 100, and it's caused them a bit of problem. But Declan Rice wanted to win these major trophies, and going to Arsenal does not guarantee him that. And that's the thing that leaves a bit of a sour taste in my mouth, because I think you could have gone to the club that would guarantee you those. So if the reason for leaving West Ham is to win the Premier League and Champions League, the move doesn't really suggest that. The move suggests you just want to go to Arsenal. You want to go to a club that is a project. Arsenal may very well go on and win these major honours, because what they're doing good work. They've made good transfers. They've clearly got a plan for this season as far back as middle of last season. Within that article, it's talking about how they were considering or wanting to buy Declan Rice in January, how important he was to signing Kai Havertz. So clearly Arsenal have got a plan for this season. Months ago, before last season even finished, they already knew how they were going to play this season. And that's quite impressive. But I think Arsenal will be fine next season. I think they'll finish in the top 4. Will they challenge for the title? I don't know. They could do. If it all clicks, they could do. But if it doesn't quite work out, then no, they won't. Man City are still the favourites. But I've been far more impressed by Arsenal's summer transfer business than I have by what's happening at the Etihad. Could what Arsenal's done and what Man City haven't done be a 5-point swing? I would argue yes. Like I said, from Declan Rice's perspective, I get why he's gone there. He's felt loved. He's felt important. He's friends with Saka. He's friends with Ramsdale. In that article in The Athletic, it spoke about how Arteta asked Saka and Ramsdale about Declan Rice's leadership, about his character, and that convinced him even more to go get him. But likewise, the same would have been happening in reverse. Rice would have been asking them about Arsenal. Rice would have been asking Saka and Ramsdale what it's like to work under Arteta. And he's decided that's the club I want to go to. I get why he wants to leave West Ham, but I'm just, there's something about it that doesn't sit right with me. I think it's because he's gone on about winning trophies, and I'm not convinced he does at Arsenal. Maybe it's the way that Arsenal have conducted themselves. Maybe it's the way that some of the internet fans, and I say internet fans for a reason, because I know plenty of Arsenal fans, and they're all genuinely nice people, level-headed, and they've had a little bit of fun with me about Declan Rice going, hey, you just sold your star to Mikel Arteta. Yeah, very good, nice one, or wherever the song is. Yeah, funny. Well done. It's banter. But there's also this small minority of Arsenal fans which is just insufferable regarding this. And maybe it's that's having a part that's making me think I don't like this move for Declan Rice. But I'm glad he's gone now. I'm glad this saga has come to an end. It's about West Ham now and what we do going forward. And one of the things that make me sad about this is the move to the London Stadium. The biggest reason was to go to the next level. That was the justification leaving Upton Park. Next level football. Now within that, there was about attracting... Now what I will do is actually defend the move, which is not like me. I'm not a fan of the London Stadium as you know. But what I will say, I think we've achieved it. The next level. I think we've achieved it. If you said to me at Upton Park, within 7 years you'll win a trophy and you'll see 3 consecutive seasons of European football, is that the next level? I would have said yes, please. I said yes, absolutely. That is the next level for us. But under the umbrella of the move, it's David Sullivan himself. I remember him being on that Iron Man film saying, part of the reason we're going to the London Stadium is to attract players we can't attract Upton Park. When they come to Upton Park and they don't know the history of the ground, they don't know the history of the club, they're not impressed. But you take them to the London Stadium, if they know nothing about West Ham, they'll be wooed. So while Arsenal are presenting a massive presentation about how the players are going to fit in, and this is how we're going to play, and this is... While they're doing everything to get the player in, West Ham take them to the London Stadium and say, hey, it's shiny, innit? Do you fancy a little bit of this? I'm sure West Ham do more than that. But, just a joke, calm down. Anyway... Part of the justification for the move was to attract players that we can't attract at Upton Park. Top players, world-class players. We've just had to sell one. We've just had to sell him. And the worst thing is, he was our player. We took him through the academy, we nurtured him, we helped develop him into a world-class player. And he's left. And this is sort of... this summer was meant to be this summer. The move to the London Stadium, while they said next level, hey... A lot of fans, myself included, said, we know why you're taking us there, because you want to sell the club and you want to cash in, you want to make hundreds of millions off the back of saving West Ham. And they will. They will make millions off of saving West Ham. But this summer was meant to be the summer they did it. The embarrassment clause is now expired. Summer 2023 was when Sullivan and Co were meant to sell up, go away, and we were hopefully going to get rich owners, rich people that were going to come in and buy us world-class players. They were going to take us to the promised land of football that Sullivan is incapable of doing. And instead of witnessing that this summer, we're witnessing us selling our only world-class player. And I think that's the sad part for me, really, because this summer should have been one of celebration. It should have been one of looking forward to the future, looking forward to who's coming in at West Ham, what players we can bring in to build the team around Declan Rice. Instead, we've sold Declan Rice. We can still bring in top players, don't get me wrong, of course we can. But there's just something about it that I think this move, while it's a reflection on Declan Rice to some extent, this sale, us having to sell Declan Rice, is a reflection on West Ham. It's a reflection on David Sullivan, perhaps. And like I said, I think Sullivan has done well with this deal. Sullivan has done well to get 100 million cash guaranteed out of Arsenal for this. Especially when I think Arsenal's the only club he wanted to go to. When Arsenal were playing hardball, I think Sullivan's done well to stick to his guns. But, overall, it's a bit of a shame it's got to this point, you know. What I will finish up by saying, though, it's been a pleasure to watch Declan Rice over the years. I think from when he came through the academy, it's, you know, he's taken to the club. He's given everything to the club. I think he's been a fantastic ambassador. The amount of people he's helped that we will never know. We will never know just how many people Declan Rice has helped. I know plenty of people, whether they've been in hospital, something's happened in their life. They've been going through a rough time. And somebody's told Declan Rice about it, and Declan Rice has just sent a 20-second video, recorded a 20-second video saying, hi, such and such, hope you're all right, blah, 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 blah. It's just a nice touch. Not everybody does that. Not many players do that. Declan Rice has always helped a lot of West Ham fans away from the pitch. And on the pitch, I think he's been tremendous. I think he is a world-class player. It's been a pleasure to watch and see him develop at West Ham United. One of the best I've ever seen at West Ham, and one of the most likeable characters at the club as well, I think, I've ever seen. When he kissed the badge, I think he meant it. I think he meant that he loves West Ham. And I'd imagine when he comes back, he will be the first one to applaud the West Ham fans. When we go to Emirates, I'd imagine he'll applaud the away fans. Whether he gets clapped back or he gets a different signal back, that's up to those in the crowd. Have your own opinions, make your own decisions. If you want to clap him, clap him. You want to boo him, boo him. That's my opinion on anything, really. Just have your own opinion. But it's been, I don't have anything bad to say about him per se. Like I said, the only disappointment for me is the reasons Declan gave to leave was to go win those 2 trophies. And where he's gone, I'm not convinced that that's enough. I'm not convinced that that's justified his reasonings. But I do get it. Like I said, the Athletics article had a big sort of sway, in my opinion, to some extent, just how hard they pushed to get him and how much they impressed Declan Rice. Part of me thought he preferred Arsenal because of A, his family, he wants to stay in London because of his family, and then B, because maybe he just fancied the product. Maybe thought, actually, if I turn up there, I play every single week, I might become captain of Arsenal long term. If Odegaard moves on, I might be next in line. I got it. I thought, yeah, fine. Now I've seen that thing from the Athletic, I think maybe that's the number one reason. Whereas Man City didn't really feel that serious, that interest. I believe the bid came in, but I don't really feel the interest. 10 million. 10 million was the difference between Man City's bid and Arsenal's bid. If Man City really wanted him, they would have met what Arsenal have done. They can afford it. Man City could afford to bid what Arsenal bid. They chose not to, which would suggest that Arsenal were the only club really interested. I think Arsenal was the club Declan Rice was only really interested in. So it's come to an end now, and it's about moving forward. I'm looking forward now to the rumours, to be honest with you. This Edson Alvarez stuff, I'm excited for it. I hope we do bid for Edson Alvarez. I hope we do get in 1 or 2 other players in particular. You know who I like. I'm looking forward to what West Ham can do. 100 million is a lot of money to spend. We get this right, we can move forward as a team. We get it wrong, it could be bad. Declan Rice is irreplaceable, but the squad, the team, the starting 11, it's upgradable using Declan Rice money. So I'm feeling good. I'm glad it's done now. I'm glad it's finished. I was going to say good luck to him. I'm not sure I mean it. Good luck to Declan. I hope Declan does well. But just to be clear, I'm not wishing Arsenal good luck. But I do hope Declan wins whatever he wants to win. Just ideally he moves to Man City next summer or something and goes and achieves it there. But like I said, it's been a pleasure to watch him. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to disappear. If you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like on it. Subscribe to Ham's Chat. Catch you tomorrow.